So here we are in 2021 and everyone is buying the Nintendo Switch at record numbers, which the Switch is a great console. But today we're going to talk about the top 5 reasons to still own a Nintendo Wii U in 2021. What are we drinking
today? We're drinking Cookie Junkie by BackPocket. This is a snickerdoodle cookie dessert stout.
Yowzer. Sounds really good. You know the drill. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell icon so you never miss one of our bi-weekly uploads. And sit back, relax, pour yourself a beer if you care to, and let's take a look at the top 5 reasons to still own a Nintendo Wii U in 2021.
Contri, known as the NES Punk, and you are watching Gaming Off the Grid. Right now you're on the grid watching on YouTube though, so you have power and electricity.
Number 5.
It's backwards compatible with the Nintendo Wii.
Which is awesome because you can play all your Nintendo Wii games through HDMI, which is sweet for the modern TVs. Mm-hmm. It has the motion bar, so you can do all your motion stuff on that. Plus, it has the Wii U game, so it's like 2 consoles in one.
Yeah, it's a really good feature, but the reason it lands here at number 5 and maybe isn't higher on the list, and it may have more value to some, but you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater, and in that analogy, I'm referring to the Nintendo Wii as the baby, right? Yep. Because it is not backwards compatible with the Nintendo GameCube, which the Nintendo Wii is, so the Wii still serves a purpose.
Yes,
But nonetheless, it's backwards compatible with the Wii, and it didn't really make the list, but means it's really hackable just like the Wii was, so it's backwards compatible with the Nintendo Wii.
Number 4.
The Wii U has an amazing eShop, and I think people that have one already know that.
Yeah,
It is insane.
It's crazy to me. I mean, the Switch has done an okay job, and I do like the SNES and NES apps, and I like waiting to see what games will come out. But for right now, as it stands today, the best eShop resides on the Wii U, and, you know, if we want to throw in handhelds, I mean, the 3DS has a good eShop as well, but, I mean, think about this. For NES games, you have 94 games. Now, you have to buy each individual game.
Yes, but some of them are cheaper than buying the physical versions of the game. So, you know.
Well, I mean, most of them are. And, you know, you're limited on the Switch. Now you get to play them all for kind of free, technically, if you pay your online membership. But anyway, 94 NES games, 51 Super Nintendo games, 21 N64 games, 74 Game Boy Advance games, 31 DS games. It doesn't really go into the 3DS world. It's all just DS games. 30 Nintendo Wii games, and there's a hidden nugget.
Yes.
So on the consoles that are listed, it doesn't show.
It doesn't show the TurboGrafx 16, but there's 30 plus games for the TurboGrafx 16, which is crazy because, one, you don't find the stuff in a wild. I know the TurboGrafx 16 Mini is out, but some people don't have it. It's a great way to experience those games for the super cheap. I think
they're like close to $5.99 a piece. And to your point, a lot of collectors now in 2021, if they did not get in on the TurboGrafx 16, or unless they find an amazing deal on one, it's kind of out there so far on the horizon. You're like, I can't afford to collect for that. And it's crazy because I think a lot of people who have a Wii U know this, but I think those who maybe are just casual owners, if you don't search TurboGrafx 16, it's just not typically on that menu.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about that. And when we discovered that, I was like, what? Okay, we have some shopping to do.
And to your point, I think you made earlier, you can save a ton of money. We did a whole episode on games that are worth downloading on the Wii U eShop in general, but all this retro stuff with TurboGrafx 16, DS games, Nintendo Wii games, N64, Game Boy Advance, SNES, NES. There's a lot of value there.
So much stuff.
And it's so much more robust than what the Switch is offering from old or retro games in that perspective. So an amazing feature on the Nintendo Wii U.
Number 3.
Dual screens.
Yes.
I mean, just in general, but for us, I love what you can do with the dual screens for co-op stuff. Yeah.
We've talked about this in a lot of our Wii U episodes, but it's so cool when you're playing a co-op game. Most of them offer one person on the TV, one person on the tablet.
Yeah.
So you each have your own individual screen, which is so freaking nice for co-op. It's amazing.
I mean, we did an episode on games that maximize the use of the screen in general. So it's great across the board for many reasons.
Yes.
But that feature, when you niche it down Showdown to the co-op, and you can each have your own screen. Hyrule Warriors comes to mind.
Yes.
Call of Duty Black Ops comes to mind. There's just a lot of different games. Affordable Space Adventure comes to mind.
It's amazing.
It's an experience like no other experience you can get on a home console in that realm. And it's not able to be replicated on anything else. So to me, that's a main reason to, especially if you like co-op gaming.
It's so awesome because co-op gaming, you're used to splitting the screen, sharing the screen. But this, one person can be just on the tablet. It's so nice.
And I mean, we would die on the hill saying we enjoy Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U more than the Switch, although the Switch version is great, the new one.
Yeah.
But it's something about us being able to go our own separate ways and not be tethered and losing screen because the other one's over there dicking around.
It's so nice. Dude, no, I'm just exploring.
That's what he calls. When he's dicking around, he says he's exploring.
Dora the Explorer, dude.
Anyways, dual screens on the Wii
U. Number 2.
So we've kind of already touched on this a little bit, but the number 2 reason to get a Wii U in 2021, I think, is for the DS games. Because, guys, the DS has 2 screens.
Yeah.
And the Wii U has 2 screens. There's 30 plus DS games you can get, and it's so nice to be able to play your DS games on a TV.
Yeah.
I am not a big handheld gamer, but there's a lot of sweet DS games that I can play on the TV.
Yeah, there's a lot of DS games that I own, or 3DS games that I own, because they're such great games. But in the back of my mind, there's always that thing, just like, man, I wish I could play this on a bigger screen. My hands don't really deal with handheld controllers too well. I'll make it work if it's a good game. I wish there was more. I also wish they would have done some of the 3DS stuff.
Yeah.
And,
Maybe.
I know you couldn't do the 3D part, but they released the 2DS, and they played 3DS games. I also think the Wii U could have taken it to the complete next level if it would have had a DS cartridge slot.
Oh, why didn't they do that?
That could be a whole nother topic of conversation. But I think being able to play DS games, even though they're not the 3DS games, on TV at home is an awesome reason to still own a Wii U in 2021. And now, it's time.
Vader!
Numero uno. Oh yeah, it's time. It's time for number 1.
The Nintendo Wii U is unequivocally the ultimate Zelda gaming machine.
Yes.
It is home to more Zelda games in one little place than any other console.
Than any console. I don't think it's even close. I think there's more than 10 Zelda games you can play. So I'm just going to go in order of release. So NES, you can play Legend of Zelda and Legend of Zelda 2 on the Wii U. That's freaking awesome. Super Nintendo, Link to the Past.
Yep.
N64, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Oh, you want to play some handheld Zelda games? We got you covered. Game Boy Advance, Zelda, The Minish Cap.
And there's a little nugget. That Game & Watch Gallery 4.
Gallery 4.
There's an unlockable Zelda Game & Watch game.
Which is so cool because that's the only way you can get that through that game. And then, there's 2 Zelda games on the DS that you can play. Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, which is just, we already talked about the DS on. It's awesome.
Yeah, so, and then it kind of skips out on some of the 3DS stuff, which would have been nice.
Yep.
And then also, as you're going through there, like Link's Awakening from the original Game Boy, which I don't think there are any original Game Boy games able to be played on the Wii U.
So it's missing something
small
but
gripe.
Still.
But then you can, because it's backwards compatible, you can either download or play the disc of Skyward Sword on the Wii.
Which is super nice.
And the Breath of the Wild. It was born simultaneously on the Wii U and the Switch, but developed for the Wii U.
And then you got the HD remasters of Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, which arguably are the best versions of the game, and they look beautiful. And then we've already mentioned Hyrule Warriors.
Yep.
It's insane. And then going back to the backwards compatibility with the Wii, you can play like Link's
Crossbow,
which is, there's just so much Zelda all in one place.
Yeah. Now, if you're a collector, you maybe have these games in various places or whatever, but I think about somebody who's maybe just really digging into Zelda and is like, oh my god, I got a long road to hoe to track all these games down. There's so many of them under one roof on the Wii U. If you're a Zelda fan, it's almost a must-own console for convenience. You can just load it full of Zelda games. And we already talked about some of these. Some of these are intertwined, but I just think about playing Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks on TV.
On a TV, yes.
And not like, my 3DS or 2DS, whatever it is,
I love the Wii U so much, and you guys probably know that because we keep talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think these are the 5 best reasons to own one. There's more reasons. There's definitely more, but these are the ones that were like, these bring a ton of value to someone who, you know, maybe is out there thinking, well, the Wii U is just kind of a crap console. Not true. It's such a versatile machine, and hopefully we kind of shed a little bit of light on that, and maybe shed a little light on this beer.
On a local brewery. So this is BackPocket. This is the Cookie Junkie Dessert Stout Snickerdoodle Cookie Edition. So I think this is a new series they're doing because there's another one out that's a peanut butter cookie. So this is the Snickerdoodle Cookie. This guy comes in at 6.1%. It's supposed to taste like a Snickerdoodle. What do you think?
It's not bad. I want more. Like, I just want more from the beer, not more of the beer. It's pretty thin on the mouth. You know, after a little bit of it here, I am getting some of that cinnamon sugar on the finish.
But it's very faint.
Very faint, and even the stout component of it's very faint. This is just a very watery stout.
It is.
This is a great brew. We've had a ton of great brews from BackPocket Brewing, but this one's definitely not one of their humdingers, and I'm a stout fan. You like them too.
Yeah, this... I was hoping that like the more it warmed up, the more flavor would come through, but it's still like very thin and watery. It's middle of the road. It's still decent.
Yeah, I mean, if I, picked it up on a whim on draft or something, I'm not disappointed that we grabbed it.
Yeah.
I know BackPocket Brewing can do better than this, and this is definitely, like, if this was the first beer you ever had from them,
you'd be like, ooh.
Don't cascade that over what they can do, because they make some epic beers. We've had great run-ins with them in the past, and I hate, not screaming from the rooftops about a local brewery, but this beer in particular, it's not their best outing. Middle of the road stout at best for the Cookie Junkie Snickerdoodle
Edition
Pastry Stout. Anyways, guys, in the comment section below, is there any other mainline reasons that you think trump any of the reasons we had in our top 5? And just to recap that for you, the 5th reason was because it's backwards compatible with the Nintendo Wii.
Huge.
Number 4 was the amazing eShop. Number 3 was co-op dual screens and the feature that entails, being able to both play on your own freaking screen and not have to split the screen, because we're greedy with our screens.
Yes.
DS games on the TV was number 2.
And then
number 1 was its Zelda monster.
Yes.
So what do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section below. Get it out of here and go love yourself some Wii U. And we'll see you next time right here on Gaming Off the Grid. The top 5 reasons to still own a Nintendo Wii U in 2021. I think we got it.
Wow. Someone's good.
Wow.
What can we say? We're good.
I think the value of being able to play DS games on TV is But I think being able to play DS games on the TV at home is just a premium reason. The Wii U's still relevant, but there's still one more. Ready to rock? Give this a whirl, huh?
Yep, let's try this guy.
Yours is RC Cola.
Yep.
See how it goes.